Alright, hello once again YouTubers, this is Evenball and it is January 1st, 2016 and I'm back with another video here of things I picked up since PRGE, and I'll be back again with another video very soon. I do mean it this time, on things I picked up since I first recorded this video. So let's get right on it. Okay, so let's bring out the first game. And the first one, I bought this one, I ordered it shortly before the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. It was quite a deal. It's Final Fantasy III. A few marks on the box here, but otherwise this is in great condition and it's complete. This was about $90 shipped, so that's a really good deal for this. I caught this on a online forum and someone just decided to sell it, and I ordered it really quickly. And I'm really glad to have this game back. This is, of course, one of the better Final Fantasy games. And this is a game I used to own a long time ago, complete. And I sold it, and I'm really happy to get it back. It's got the map, the instructions, and everything. So really glad to bring this one back into my collection. Okay, so I'm going to spotlight a few things I picked up at the Goodwill outlet that I frequent recently. Over the last month or so, I've come up with a few items, and you're going to find this to be a pretty Super Nintendo heavy episode because I have quite a few Super Nintendo items. I just got really lucky. But the first thing I got is a Game Genie for the Super Nintendo. Now, I already had a Game Genie, but this was broken on it. So I wanted to get a replacement, but this was $5 at Goodwill Outlet, and I just couldn't let that one slide, so I picked this up. The next one was a really lucky pick. It's Final Fantasy VIII. Not one of the better Final Fantasy games, not as good as the third one, which I just got, but it's still a fair game, and this was only $2. I just picked this up right out of the big blue bins at Goodwill Outlet, and it was just $2, so that's a real steal. And I got a couple PC games here. First up, I have a sealed copy of Death Trap Dungeon from Eidos. Yeah, this is just completely unopened. And PC games at Goodwill Outlet are really cheap. They're about 20 cents, so glad to get this for that cheap. And I got another one called Machines 3D Real-Time Strategy. This is still in its original cellophane, and but it has been opened, but it's otherwise complete, so that looks great. And I got one more PC game at a Value Village, and this one I was really surprised to come across it. It's Turok Dinosaur Hunter, and yeah, Turok Dinosaur Hunter came out for the PC. This was $2. It is a glide game, so in order to play it on a regular PC these days, you got to have a glide wrapper to play it on your 3D card, but it will work and it will run in higher resolutions than the N64 version, and so this is the version you really want if you like playing this game. It's a lot of fun, and the PC version is great, and it's really hard to find this, so I'm really glad to get my hands on it. Now I need to get the second game, which is also available on PC, so that'll be great to have. Okay, now for a whole bunch more things I purchased at Value Village. I just came across, every once in a while this last month, I've come across some really good deals. And let's start off with a few GameCube games. First up, I have Shrek Smash and Crash Racing, which I don't see very often. It's a little kart racing game with Shrek characters. Nothing too special, but a fun game. And right after that, I got Ratatouille for the GameCube, because I need to have my GameCube games. And It's a fun little platformer, nothing too special there. Alright, this next one is a real steal actually. It's Jackie Chan Stuntmaster. Yeah, there's a Jackie Chan game for the PlayStation as well as there is one for the NES. This one's also not very easy to find, and it's pretty good. It has Jackie actually doing the motion capture for this game, so it's pretty good representation of him, and it's a lot of fun. And now I found a whole bunch of Game Boy games at Value Village all at once, and these were all good titles, so I had to grab them. These were all games I didn't have before, so let's start right off with Nemesis. Yeah, this is a Gradius style game for the Game Boy, and $3, not bad. And I also have Road Rash. Yeah, I got the Game Gear version last episode. Now I have the Game Boy version, which is also a pretty good version of Road Rash. Alright, moving on, I have Blaster Master Boy from Sunsoft. Yeah, a sequel sort of to Blaster Master. Should be pretty fun. And I have a Game Gear Miss Pac-Man for $3, so not bad. I have a lot of versions of Miss Pac-Man, so now I get the Game Gear version. And Donkey Kong Land 2 for the Game Boy, for the Super Game Boy actually, and it's a pretty good representation of. Well, it's a completely different game than Donkey Kong Country 2, so I'm glad to get this one. I need to get the other two. And the last one is certainly not least. It's Pokemon Silver. Yeah, and this is $10, and that's a pretty good deal for any Pokemon game, really. So I love these. I have the gold version also. I need Crystal, and then I'll have all the second generation Pokemon games. But that's not all, because about a week ago, I need to open these up. Actually, there was earlier this week I got these. There were some Super Nintendo games. Yeah, I told you this would be a Super Nintendo heavy episode, and I got some Super Nintendo games. And these were all 30% off their marked price. First up is Street Fighter 2 at $5. Well, 30% off that. That's a pretty good deal. You know, when I bought this originally, I had sold it a while back, but I'm glad to get it again. When I bought this originally, I bought it for $80 when it first came out, so $5, I'll accept that. Next up is Doom. Not a great version of Doom, but it's an interesting game, and it's still a little bit of fun to play on the Super Nintendo, and great music in this. Now we're going to get more exciting, because I got, for the first time ever, Super Punch-Out! I never owned this game before, and I've always wanted this game. It's a fun game, as you all know. Punch-Out is great, and Super Punch-Out is a really good build off that first game. And the last one, which I've been wanting for quite a while, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, for $15 plus 30% off that price. So great deal on that one. This game I used to have complete also. And while I would prefer to have this complete again, I will just have to settle for a cart-only copy. That's a really good deal, and I can't pass that up. Okay, and to finish out this episode, I've got a whole bunch of Generation 7 and 6 games here, and one other Super Nintendo game. So let's start right off. I found a couple of Sonic games, well, Sonic Wii games at Value Village while I was looking for some other games, and came across Sonic Colors. This was $4, and well, I'm glad to finally find it at a good price, because I keep seeing it $10 and over, and keep passing on it. Finally, I get this game, which I hear is a pretty good game. So glad to get that. And in the okay Sonic game category, I got Sonic Unleashed, which has some good levels and some bad levels. It's also $4, and it was sitting right next to Sonic Colors, so I thought I'd grab it as well. And now I'm going to go on a string of games that I got at half-price books. First up, I have FIFA World Cup, or FIFA World Cup. Yeah, not all that exciting, but this is like $2, I think, at half-price books. So, and I needed it to round out my collection, so I thought I'd grab it. And by the way, half-price books went on a recent coupon sale, so I got a lot of savings on some of these later ones, as I'll show you. But next up, I have Kirby Air Ride. And this was $25, although I used a $5 off thing on it, so it was only $20. I had a couple of empty cases for this game, and I kept trying to find the disc-only copy of this, but finally I just found it for a fair price for $25 locally, and I just decided to sell the cases and get this. So the cases, selling the cases almost covers the cost of purchasing this, so I'm glad I finally got around to doing that. And this is a fun game, actually. It's a really fun game for the GameCube. Alright, now this game was 50% off. Frogger Beyond, and that was a really good deal. Although it's not a really impressive game to grab, but it's going to be a lot of fun. This game I've been wanting for quite a while. I got this for 40% off. This was Spyro: A New Beginning. This was supposed to be a pretty good game, actually, so I'm glad to finally get it. It has the voices of Elijah Wood, David Spade, and Gary Oldman. Very, very weird casting choice there, but you know what? I'm willing to go with it. This is supposed to be a really good game, and I'm glad to grab it. And I have a few Xbox games. Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, which has the Street Fighter 2 animated movie on it. Although I have that movie on VHS, I'm glad to get it on a DVD. And I also have Crash Nitro Kart for Xbox. Now, I have this on the GameCube as well. You might be wondering why I'd want this again. But if you're going to buy this game at all, you need to get the Xbox version. Because the Xbox version has 720p output, and it's got widescreen. And neither the PlayStation 2 or the GameCube versions have that. So this is like the ultra deluxe version of this game. Still holds up very well today with running in high definition, so definitely worth having. And Blinks 2 Masters of Time and Space, which is not a great game, but I have the first Blinks game. I need to get the second one. And I have a Wii U game, which I was able to get at 40% off. And that is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Been wanting this game for a while. This is supposed to be a really beautiful game, and it looks like it. So glad to get this at about it was less than $20, so that's a pretty good deal. And the last game I got this for 30% off the price. Animaniacs for the Super Nintendo. Yeah, I got the Genesis version last time, and now I got the Super Nintendo version again. So glad to get this. This was less than $3, so that's a pretty good deal. Wow, now that's quite a few games in the last month. But thanks for watching, and see you next time.